Hey everyone, I'm Jacob Fouts. In this presentation, I'm going to compare two different ChatGPT responses to the question, what does Aristotle say human happiness is, and how does virtue relate to happiness? I'll read some parts of the response out loud, explain how they differ, and evaluate which one is more accurate using the Aristotle text and as well class discussions. So response number one is happiness as rational activity. First ChatGPT response says that for Aristotle, happiness, or eudaimonia, is living a life of rational activity in accordance with virtue. So basically, what sets humans apart is our ability to reason. And living well means using our reason over a full lifetime. It also says that virtue is like a skill we develop over time. Not something we're born with fully formed, but something we build through habit and practice. This aligns really well with Nicomachean Ethics, Book 1, where Aristotle says, the human good turns out to be activity of the soul in accordance with virtue, NE 1098. And also Book 2, Aristotle writes, none of the moral virtues arises in us by nature. We are adapted by nature to receive them, and we are made perfect by habit, NE 1103. Second passage really makes the point that we're capable of virtue, but we have to actually practice it. May 20th, we compared morality to learning a skill. We used two different examples. One of them was Steph Curry and how he shoots a ball, how he got so good by shooting, as well was playing the piano. One I remember a little bit better was playing the piano because I played an instrument. And so you don't become a great piano player just by knowing the notes. You have to play, you have to mess up, and you have to keep practicing. That's exactly how Aristotle views virtue and thinks how it works. So this AI response really captures that idea. Response number 2 is happiness as a social and political life. The second AI response takes a different path. It says that Aristotle believes happiness is found not just on reasoning, but living a life of social engagement, especially in friendships, family life, and participation in political communities. In this review, virtue helps us to live well with others, not just reason well. So happiness is still about excellence, but it emphasizes our role as social beings. Book 8, Aristotle says, the friend is another self, NE 1166. And in Book 1, he writes, man is by nature a political animal, NE 1097. These lines support the idea that humans are meant to live with others and that we need relationships to truly be happy. And on May 20th, again, in our class, we talked about friendships help us practice virtue. Aristotle thinks that close friends challenge us, support us, and help us reflect, and that without them, we can't fully live a good life. So comparing the two, how are these two answers different? The first one focuses on the individual and how happiness comes from using reason well. The second one focuses on community and says happiness is about being an excellent person with others. They're both rooted in Aristotle, but emphasize different pieces of the puzzle. Which is more accurate? Honestly, I think they're both pretty solid. But I'd say the first one is closer to Aristotle's main point. He defines happiness as activity of the soul in accordance with virtue, NE 1098. That's about living rationally and developing career over a full life. But the second one is still legit. Aristotle does put a lot of weight on relationships. Without friends, we can't practice or enjoy virtue fully. So the best answer would probably combine both ideas, like we become happy by reasoning well and doing that within a community of virtuous people. Both responses highlight key aspects of Aristotle's ethics. The first one gets the core definition of happiness in terms of reason and habit. And the second one brings in the essential social dimension. Aristotle really believed both mattered, so in the end, it's not just either or, it's how both work together.